Okay. Shall we
Ready?
do it? Yeah, let's go.
You want to do the intro or you want me to do it?
No, you do it. You do it.
Why am I getting nervous?
They're going to have to do... You know they haven't done a lot of editing in a while. They're going to have to do a lot of editing.
Yeah, they're going to have to edit this one. Okay, welcome to another episode of Bruvcast. This is Guggen.
And I'm Nish.
What's up, bruv?
What's up, bro? I can't do the laugh anymore. The laugh has changed.
No, actually, what is Roger's laugh? I actually don't even know his laugh. Anyway, that was my failed attempt at pretending to be my husband when I very much did that incorrectly. So how's it going?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Same old life. It's been a while since we've been on this.
You know, it's been over a year.
Has it?
Yeah.
They've been asking us to come back for an episode for ages, but you know how busy wives are. They don't know, do they, really?
No, they don't.
I think they
because there's been multiple episodes where they make it sound like we sit around. But actually, to their point, they do say we do carry a lot. Yeah,
I was kind of recapping across like a few of the episodes. But yeah, some interesting things that keep coming up over and over again, but I'm sure we'll touch on those as well.
Yeah. They really like to talk about that dishwasher.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I was thinking about the dishwasher. I was like, it's that topic that just comes up over and over and over again. We have a few things to add to that one, actually, I think. Like, I don't understand why there's a constant complaint about the dishwasher, but I don't think I'll ever understand it because actually it's me who loads it most of the time anyway. But I have decided that I now want to switch out all of the plastics and anything that can't go in the dishwasher and go in the dishwasher because I'm done with just washing those. It's so annoying, right? When you have to load that dishwasher, it's like loads of stuff in there and you still have space, but everything in your sink are like things that can't
wash only. Yeah.
You have to wash anyway. Okay, this is just so pointless. So I've decided that I'm going to slowly replace everything out because I don't want to wash normally anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't gotten there yet. I definitely, I think in our house, Rod's already called it out. I'm very particular about the dishwasher and what goes in the dishwasher and what doesn't. Same with like laundry. I'm very particular. Like Rod is like, I'll do it. You go do something else. I'll take care of the laundry. And every time he says that, I have to pause. And just
see your stress level.
Is this where am I willing to take the risk here?
Yeah.
Do I let him take over what I'm doing?
Which items are going to come out a different color? Which ones are going to shrink?
Because he has shrunk my leggings before. They went in brand new and they came out a size 2 toddler. Like,
well, at least at least your daughter can wear them now.
No, but seriously, between those two things, I'm just like, oh, it's a constant in our house. Anytime he reaches to like help with those two things, I'm just like, oh no, what's going to happen? And the dishwasher, he said this in the last one, and I'm going to go back to it because it does. It is one of those things that makes me sweat and boil. But he knows, I know he says that I'm very picky and particular and I give him so much heat for it, but it's because he literally does not he doesn't make the changes. He'll do it.
Yeah.
Like 2, maybe 3 times. And then it's not intentional. It's just, he just forgets.
Yeah. I guess it's just not important enough, right?
No.
I mean, don't they do that with loads of things though, right?
Everything.
Like, okay, we've had this discussion. We've talked through it a few times. This is what I've said is the best way to do it. And then the next time it's like, yeah. I got it. I heard what you said. But the next time it's like, no, you didn't. You didn't actually hear what I said. But okay, I'll just say
it's selective hearing.
Yeah.
But Raj does this thing where I try to explain it to him, but he just doesn't listen. So we have the dishwasher where it's the basket for the utensils, right?
Right. Yeah.
It's a basket.
Yeah.
And you should always alternate your spoons, right?
Yes.
Because if you don't alternate them,
Yeah,
They're spooning. This is where the term spooning came from. They're spooning in your dishwasher, which means the bits in between the spoons do
gonna
not
get
get
cleaned.
cleaned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So he thinks sometimes, and I think he said this on the episode or one of the episodes, that he thinks he'll sneak in some washing the dishes and put them in the dishwasher when I'm not looking and start the machine. Thing is, I know he's done dishes because who empties a dishwasher?
No, but
I do.
hold on a minute. So he will wash the dishes and then put them in the dishwasher.
As in, like,
Wash
rinse
again.
them and
Oh right,
rinse them.
okay, I'm
Yeah,
fine. I
yeah.
totally
No.
misunderstood. I was
He
like,
rinses them.
why is he doing
No.
double the work?
No. He'll rinse them and put them in the dishwasher, and then he'll think that I don't know that he's done it.
Yeah.
But when I empty the dishwasher, because I'm not working right now, right? So 99% of the time, I'm doing the unloading and loading of the dishwasher. So when I unload it, I know at some point he did the dishes because there's spoons in there, like spooning away and having the romantic fest in the basket. And I'm like, oh my God, I have to put these back in because there's food in between them. It's disgusting.
You know, we're not actually supposed to be rinsing anything with when we put it in the dishwasher. You're supposed to just put it
Yeah.
is. But I think it's the Indian in us
Yeah.
where everything feels like it's almost pointless because even I can't stop. I'll be honest. Like I end up rinsing things as well because I look at it and I think if I don't rinse this and I leave it as it is and I put it in there, okay, everyone tells me it will come out clean. But what if it doesn't? Because then it means I have to do another one.
Yeah.
Why don't I just like eliminate that issue right now and just rinse it slightly at least and put it in? So even I do it, but I think it's the Indian in us, right? It's the way we have washed dishes. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know about you when you were young.
I rinse it. And
Yeah.
so the guys talked about this in, I think, a couple episodes ago. But I'm with Mick in that if you don't rinse it, all that food and gunk goes into the filter, and I don't want to clean the filter.
Yeah.
And have you ever been in an incident where your drains get clogged because of the filter?
Not yet, I guess.
Disgusting.
Oh.
It is disgusting. So we had at one of my my previous jobs, it was like a small company, so we were just like a small office, and that's what happened. And they had to dig up the entire office floor because it stank. Like the whole, like it was just sewage. It was so disgusting.
Oh, that's disgusting.
So I will never. I know it's probably not the right thing to say in like environmental friendliness terms, but I don't think maybe I'll at some point start scraping the plates and instead of like doing a full rinse. But also our dishwasher is not very new, so I don't know if it applies to our dishwasher.
Yeah, as in maybe over time it just doesn't do the job very well. But like I don't know, like as a kid. So as a kid, right? So I've only ever seen like my parents or my mum washing the dishes the way we wash dishes, which is scrub everything first and then you wash it, rinse it down, and put it to the side. When I was as a kid, when I went to certain friends' houses, this whole bowl in the sink.
That's a British
yeah.
That's a
British. Is that a British thing?
Yeah, that's a British thing.
So it would confuse the hell out of me. I'm like, I don't understand how this is washing. You're just putting the dish back into dirty water and then you're just picking it up and just putting it to the side. And then you're eating from these plates again and you're doing that over and over again. It's just, yeah, exactly. So I was just like, this just doesn't make sense.
Ooh, brother, ooh.
Yeah. You did that so well. You just did that so well. But yeah, honestly, it's just like, I don't understand. And then I'd do it our way and they'd be like, what are you doing? I'm like, cleaning them properly?
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of need to do it like this. But that's how I feel about the dishwasher, because if you just put it in like that, like you said, right? You're just letting it wash in its own dirt. Like,
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. No, we had, so here what I've noticed is there's that like, what are those things? The bowl that you guys have in the sink? Not you guys, sorry. Yeah. It's like a British thing. You see it common. Like you put a bowl in your sink.
Yeah, they fill it up with water, with washing liquid inside. Yeah. And then you just put everything in there and you, I don't know, you just kind of do this.
Is that because, so in the US, my non-Indian friends who won't be watching this growing up would have one sink, because in America, obviously, you have more space, you have more sinks and stuff. So they'd have one sink that would be full of soapy water, and you put all your dishes in there. But then I always assumed they washed it and put it away.
No,
but I think you're right. I think it's just a
I think they just dip, like literally just, they feel like it's washed now and then they pick it up and then just put it to the side.
That's
Like
that.
sometimes you see soap like dripping down off it and it's on the rack, like drying.
But you know what the equivalent of that is? Imagine having a bathtub with no chlorine in it, just body soap, and everybody
just dips in and out.
Ew.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
That's so disgusting.
I know. How quickly will that water turn brown?
It's done. Ew. Ew. Would you get? Ew.
It's like, okay, family bath time. You dip it out and then that is so gross. That is so gross.
Disgusting. But ew. Ugh. Okay. Ew. Now I'm not gonna be able to get that out of my head.
There's like one more thing, and then I think maybe we should move on from the dishwasher. But we've come to a bit of a happy medium at the moment with this dishwasher situation. I basically load and Mick unloads in the morning. So his task, as soon as he comes down and just before breakfast, he will unload the dishwasher. So I'm like, unloading is fine as long as like he now knows that, you know. Before it was like you're putting stuff back in the wrong place, and then I'm like searching around the kitchen for this one thing. But now he's got it all. So. Yeah, I think we found our happy medium for now.
I think we're still working on that. I think maybe because I'm always doing all of it, Raj is still trying to figure out where everything is. We've been here for 2 years, over 2 years, but he's still trying to figure it out. So anyway, I don't know what the solution to that is.
Well, there you go.
It's a memory thing. Honestly, it's a memory thing. It's just a memory thing. I think he just can't remember things. Period. Like it's the bane of my existence.
Actually, let's talk about this, right? So do you think it's a memory thing or do you think it's a not listening thing? Because Mick has like the best memory, right? I would ask him to recall something from 12, 13 years ago. Mm-hmm. I would not, like, I've got the memory of a fish. Like I do not remember anything. And he would tell me precisely what happened, when it happened, what we said, or what we wrote down, or what the decision was. And he'll be able to like recall all of that, right?
Oh my God.
But it's like, if it was something I said to him like yesterday, and then I asked him, oh, can you go and do that? Or I've said, okay, look, today, this, I'm not here, blah, 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 this needs to happen, etc. I will still guarantee you get a message late. Either it happens differently, by the time I come back in the evening or whatever was supposed to happen happened in a totally different way.
Yep.
Or it didn't happen. Or I've had a million messages say, oh, where is this? Or where was that? I've actually told you all of this. So it's actually more of a not listening situation rather than forgetting. So
yeah. So they talked about how we over explain things in excess detail.
Yeah.
This is why. Because Raj does the same stuff. Literally the same thing. Like I will give him, and I've started doing it in a way of like, this is how I do it. This is usually the process that I follow.
It works.
It works, but you can do it your own way, but actually don't do it your own way because it doesn't work that way. And then he'll be like, okay, I can also get it done in a different way. And then it's chaos. And then it's like, yeah, well, we made it home. Okay, what? Like, I get it. Like, they need to figure it out as well. But for me, it's like, you're going to, at what expense? The expense is our daughter. You're adding like stress into her life or like, you know, like inconveniencing her, which I guess maybe I'm spoiling her by keeping, I don't know. You could take it both ways. Like a little bit of stress is okay, but I don't know is it a memory thing or is it a lack of listening? I think it's, I don't know if I think I'm with you on maybe it's not a memory thing because Raj, he's not like that at work. He will remember everything and he will remember old like stories from like ages ago, just like Mick will. Like he can talk about stuff from uni days like all day long in detail.
In detail, yeah, exactly.
But it's like he doesn't know where the mugs go.
Yeah.
Or he doesn't know where the plates go or the Tupperware.
And I think it's, God, we just sound like all we're doing is moaning and complaining about them. But anyway, we're just addressing certain things that they've talked about and we're just giving our view, right? We're giving our standpoint on it.
Yeah, because we don't have a voice.
Yeah.
We have like 80 episodes of just like talking about us, making us sound like wrenches.
Yeah.
And we're actually decent women.
As in Mick has had messages from like other people, like other friends' husbands, saying, "Hey, how do you get away with saying what you're saying?" And then I'm like, "Oh shit, what are you saying?" I don't think I've listened to that
Because she
episode
doesn't
yet.
listen to it. She doesn't know.
Exactly. But yeah, so just going back to that point, and I think I definitely, and I, do you know what? I actually want to, like, I want to know from their listeners if, like, what they think as well on this actual point. I think it would be interesting to know from other people.
Yeah.
Is it usually a memory thing, or is it actually a not listening thing? I mean, I don't know if you do this as well, but I feel like a lot of the time when I say something, I have to say it multiple times. So it's like,
Oh, 100%.
I'm like, do you know what would be the best thing in this, like, AI world? Like, I want this. I want a bot with me or something with me that when I've said something, when I've said something once, it's recorded what I've said in my, because maybe it's they find our voice annoying, but you know what? Tough shit. You can listen to our voice all the time, but I want it to record it what I'm saying, and then if they don't listen to me, I want to press the button and that bot says it again, because I don't want to keep saying the same thing over and over and over again, just because they've, like, basically just
Oh yeah, I got
just
it. I got it. I
decided,
got
like,
it.
we're going to
Yeah.
switch off.
Yeah.
She said
No, you know what
something,
I've started doing? I
I'll
mean,
switch
I
off.
don't know if it works, but I'll just be like, "Did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I said?" And then he'll be like, "Yeah." But what did I say? And then he'll just grab the last couple bits of what I
Yep,
said,
yep, yep.
and I'm like, "You didn't listen to the full thing. I know exactly what you're doing, so I'll repeat myself
Yeah.
for no reason."
Well, has he ever tried to repeat it back to you?
And it's completely
And then,
butchered. Yeah.
yeah, or completely wrong, or totally not what you were saying at all.
Yeah, because he wasn't paying attention. He wasn't paying attention ever since. Okay, so Raj never been big on like social media, Instagram, whatever. But obviously with Bruvcast now, he's on social media way more. And this is new. Usually it used to be the other way around for us, where he'd be like, "Are you listening? Like you're on Instagram. I can see you're on Instagram." Or like we'd be having dinner and I'd be on my phone or whatever. Now it's him all the time. So I'm
Yeah.
like, "Dude, you're not listening to what I'm saying." And he's like, "Oh yeah." I'm like, now I have to remind him, like, "Can you get off your phone? Like, we're having a family dinner. Your daughter is here. She literally sees us having dinner and you're on your
Yeah.
phone, dude. You're not paying
I don't know
attention."
what it
I was
is
like,
with them in the phone. As in, I'm not a phone person. I mean, most anybody that knows me, anyone that's close to me, is probably nodding their heads right now. But if I could just get rid of my phone, I totally would. I hate
okay.
texting. Yeah, I hate texting. I hate even being on the phone. Like, there was like there was kind of going off topic slightly, but there was a point where I know a lot of people get very annoyed with me because I don't call. I just don't. I'm a more I'll meet you in person,
Yeah.
let's catch up that way type of person than just spending hours and hours on the phone.
On the phone. Okay.
And then, like, yeah, so I know maybe some haven't said it, some have, where it's like, oh, you never call, blah blah blah. But I'm just not a phone person. I think the only other person I probably speak to on the phone is my mom, and even
Yeah.
then, it's like straight to the point conversation. And then when it starts dragging, I'm like, okay, mom, is there anything else? And she's like, no. I'm like, okay, bye. And I'll put the phone down. I'm like, yeah, I just don't like being on the phone so
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
And then when it comes to, I mean, you've seen me, like, you WhatsApp me, or loads of people, I think a lot of people could agree. You WhatsApp me and you're not guaranteed to get a response straight away. It'll happen.
Well, I don't think I've needed a response right away, so I haven't really noticed.
Yeah, okay. It's like, yeah, I do that a lot, or I'm catching up on messages and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But as in, the point I'm trying to make here is that I hate phones anyway. So when someone is on the phone in front of me and I'm trying to have a discussion with them, it's like it completely winds me up. But also, Mick's not a social media person either. You won't find him on Facebook. He had
Yeah.
an Instagram account which he deleted, but I think he secretly uses to, like, just spy on.
No, you just ratted him out.
But or if he's not spying, he's just constantly watching reels, and he's got to be watching it on somewhere. But I think he's deleted the app, but does it through the browser on his phone. Anyway, it's weird. But he doesn't have social media either. And then I'm like, you don't actually like social media. You don't really have it. So what are you doing on your phone all day?
Yeah.
What are you doing on your phone? But I think it's just guys. It's just the lads,
Yeah.
like in various different groups, all
Oh,
having
yeah, true.
banter. And because I'd be talking and suddenly he's laughing. I'm like, what are you laughing at? Because what I just said wasn't funny. We shared a joke. So it's like I don't understand. Yeah, this whole phone thing winds me up. But I guess if I could delete WhatsApp, I would 100% do it. But if I
Yeah.
delete it, I'm not going to get school notifications, and I can't have that.
Yeah.
I can't be.
I mean, I didn't even used to use WhatsApp. WhatsApp's not really very big in the US, so everybody's like,
So what do
it's
they use?
just iMessage on iPhones.
Oh, really?
iPhone
So what?
iMessage,
Even
yeah.
group chats though? What about group
Yeah,
chats?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you can
oh,
have group messages on iMessage.
yeah. I guess no
Yeah.
one uses that here.
Yeah, it's like not a thing here.
Yeah, it
I think
definitely isn't a
it's
thing
funny
here.
because here I think it would throw people off when I would, because my WhatsApp for the longest time was connected to my US account.
Oh,
And
okay.
so it would throw people off when I'd give them my UK number and they couldn't find me on WhatsApp.
Oh,
So they'd get really
fine.
confused.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, it's not a big thing there. So it was weird when I came here. What were we talking about? How did we get here?
I don't know. We were talking about listening as opposed to memory loss.
Yeah, I genuinely think they just can't be bothered.
Yeah.
They can't be bothered. That's what it
Yeah.
is. They're just trying to show they're capable of doing things without detailed instructions.
So I guess anyone out there who feels like their husband is the only one that does that, you're not alone. Maybe we all need to come together and figure out a solution for this. Because
get the Velans out.
Yes. Oh, that would be so funny. That would be so funny. Can you imagine? It would like host like a Velan party. I mean, this could very quickly sound very wrong, but what I'm trying to say is we invite all the husbands and tell them that they're all getting together for like a lads' day out, and we all turn up with our Velans.
To be fair, I don't think the Gujarati Velans are going to do anything in that sense. Have you seen them? They're so like skinny. You really want to see an impact? You need to use a Punjabi Velan.
No. I don't fully. I think those would definitely have like a lot of impact. But I slightly disagree on the Gujarati ones. You know when things are like slimmer?
Yeah,
it's like a whip, right? It's really slim, not. I think it would hurt more.
So that's more for like the psychological whip damage. Whereas like a Punjabi Velan will break you physically.
But do you know what the funniest thing is? We'd all walk in with these Velans and they'll think we're about to do like dandiya ras. Break out the
Raj would be like, "Ooh, You'd be so excited for food."
Oh god. Anyway, we've got to make Velan parties a thing.
Yeah, there you
go. Two different types of Velan. Clearly, we're going to be bringing with us.
Oh god, not us casually talking about beating our husbands.
Yeah, no one beats their husbands, for the record.
No, it doesn't.
None of us do. Yeah, none of us do.
There was a couple questions I think that Raj said they got in for anonymous on the Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Well, what irritates you most about your husbands? I think we've gone through that.
Yeah. So what's the question? So, is there a common link with Indian men generally?
I don't think so.
No.
You think there are?
No. Yeah. So with the memory and not listening point, I think it's a common link. Yeah, 100%.
You think it? But is it just Indian men? I don't think it's
no. It's not just an Indian men. No, you're right.
No,
I think it's just a men thing. I think it's just a men thing.
I do. Okay, so I'm gonna say something positive here. Raj is really good about helping out and trying to do his fair share around the house. Like I said, I'm not working, so because of that, I naturally end up doing more stuff around the house. Yeah. It is what it is. But without that, like if I was working full time as well, he does put in an effort to do half the workload, whatever house stuff.
Yeah.
But when it comes to cooking, he very naturally just slides into that like Indian men territory.
Yeah, not my job. Not my responsibility.
Yeah. Like he'll come into the kitchen. I'm clearly like our daughter likes Indian food. So I make a lot of Indian food. So nowadays, if you run into me, there's a solid 9 out of 10 chance I will smell like onions and tadka. It is what it is. But he'll come home from work and I'm like at the stove, rolling out those rotis, sweating because it's hot in there. Our daughter's like kicking off in the back.
Yeah.
waiting for her rotis because I'm not making it fast enough. And he'll just walk in, grab a plate. There's like stuff on the dining table, scoot it to one side. We only have 2 seats at our dining table. Scoots it to one side, sits down with his plate, with his roti. We'll start eating. And then I'm like making everything. I'm done. I'm about to sit down now. Where I'm supposed to sit, there's just a pile of crap.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
Okay, I'll just eat this
that's
cold
nice.
now.
Also, now let me get my plate. Let me get my own spoon and whatever I need. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like those kind of things he like slide in.
Yeah.
Or like there's been a few times where he just like leaves his plate there and I'm like, don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I yeah, do you know what? I completely agree with you because I think it's very similar, very, very similar in our household as well, I guess. I think the food thing is definitely an Indian men thing, but obviously there are loads of Indian men out there who actually do most of the cooking, and there are many that just do it equally as well. So not completely blanket saying that that's like some
all men.
That all Indian men are like that.
Yeah.
But I do definitely think that with the ones that don't like to cook, it definitely stems from like just generally just upbringing where maybe they've lived in joint families where they've just been so, because I know like for Mick for example, right, there was never really a need for him to cook, right? When we first got married and stuff, it was like his mum was doing a lot of the cooking, but his ma was also there as well, right? So but there's already like a couple of people in line to be doing the cooking before it would ever get to him doing it. And so it's just something that they've a lot of them just haven't really been taught by or told by their parents or their mums that, oh, you need to learn how to cook, right? It's usually always in that generation being the daughter needs to learn how to cook because when they get married they're going to be cooking. So it's that kind of thing. I genuinely like cooking anyway, although COVID killed it for me a little bit, but I like cooking, so I'm happy to cook most of the time. But like you said, right, like Raj generally does do a lot of, there's an equal share in terms of other things, but it's just like a mutual agreement where it's like, okay, I am going to do most of the cooking, but then he'll do other things, right? Things that I don't like doing. Like I hate, ironing, we just iron as we go because I just don't understand how anyone can sit there and iron for hours and hours. Doesn't feel like a good use of my time. But like he'll put the washing on. He's quite particular about washing, actually. So I don't need to.
I think Mick is me in that sense.
Yeah,
like, I'm very particular about washing.
Yeah, he splits it out and all of that kind of stuff. So it's like, he'll do that. Like bins are always him. So everything's like split out equally, where we're able to not get so frustrated and feel like one person's always doing more than the other. Obviously, from time to time, like. Some weeks, some days I'll do more or he'll do more, whatever. Most of the time I'll do more. But it just ends up being that way. But I think that to answer, I guess, to touch on that topic that somebody has asked about, I think that's definitely one thing that stems from that generation.
I mean, in my house growing up, my parents' house, we had the same thing. We had my mom and then we had my grandma who lived with us. My grandma would absolutely lose her mind if my dad or my brother or my grandpa went into the kitchen to do anything. Like even if they made themselves a cup of tea, it was like she would not be happy about it. Why are they making it? They shouldn't be in the kitchen making anything. We make it for them. But the funny thing is, my brother really likes cooking. Like he's actually very good at it. Actually probably even more so than my mom. Like he's really good. His food's really good.
Yeah.
But he'll cook, but he will not clean.
Yeah.
He will not clean up. And I like cooking as well. Like I have no problem cooking at home, but I think it's one of those things that I'd rather just do.
Yeah.
Raj does do it, but he needs I think we were talking about this where we have a hard time following recipes and instructions like that. Raj likes the recipe, the step-by-step, the measured ingredients. Whereas I'm just like, just give me a general like guideline or idea, and then I'll just kind of.
You just need the idea, right? And just have a quick look at what it is, the ingredients are, how they're doing it, and then that's it. Just get on with it. Because I think following recipes actually slows me down. It slows me down, and then I get really frustrated because I'm like, I have to keep looking back at this book when I don't actually need to. So there was a point, like I think this was pre-COVID, maybe around that time, where have you heard of Gusto?
Yeah.
So we were like, okay,
Yep.
so busy. Let's just do one of those gusto things where at least 2 or 3 meals a week are
Yeah.
using that. I found it so frustrating because I
Same.
can't follow the
Same.
recipes. I mean, the
Same.
good thing was that the exact ingredients that you needed were the ones that were there. So you didn't have to go out and like buy batches of things and then things go off, whatever. So that was the great part about it. But following the recipe, I'd always change it. I don't think
Yeah.
I ever made a recipe
Yeah.
exactly as it said in there. Whereas Mick, that was like when Mick was like, "Oh yeah, I'll cook," because everything was there. Like all the ingredients were perfectly there, everything. So that was actually ideal for him.
So Roger's the same. He loved it for the same reason. And actually, he had signed up for it during COVID because this was before we got married.
Yeah.
So he was living by himself and he loved it. Like and he kept it on after we got married. But I would get so annoyed because it would be like, for the same thing. Like he would be like,
I don't want to follow the recipe.
Yeah, he would be okay like being in the kitchen, but he would take ages. And I'm like, I finished dinner and I need my food ready. Like I don't need tinkering. I don't need like chip, 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 following the instructions. Like I just need to chuck everything in. Dinner's ready. We're good to go. Right.
Yeah.
And then we actually ended up, we haven't used it now because it was, I think I was just like, I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
I just want to do it because my dinner, I mean, my work would finish in time for me, or I'd have the time to like quickly make something for us and have it out. Whereas he would be like, oh, I'm running late. And then he would be like, we'd have gusto for him to make dinner for us.
Yeah.
And then those nights I'd be hangry AF. Like,
because you're waiting.
I get hangry. Like to my core. If I am hungry and my food ain't ready when I need it to be ready, I am a very different person. And I think Raj realized that when we had gusto. And then after that, we never went back to it. Yeah. So we haven't had it for like a good 2 years now, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I think the concept's great, especially for people who find it hard to just sort of improvise. But it's like a lot of people will ask me, oh, how did you make that? Can you send me the recipe? And I'm like, kind of just threw things in.
Yeah.
I'll try and remember, but I can't guarantee it'll be exactly the same because like literally even chicken curry, right? Like every time I make it, I think I make it differently because I just like on the fly, just do what I feel like doing at that point in time.
Yeah.
And it's just taste as I go along. It tastes good. Fine. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. I remember when we would be doing gusto, Raj is like very particular about following the instructions and step by step. And then he would be over my ear or my shoulder, be like, wait, why are you doing that? How do you know? How do you know? How do you know that's what you're supposed to do? But why? That's not what it says. And I'm like, get out of here. I have a knife in my hand, dude. Get out of here.
This is not going to turn out well.
I get so annoyed. Oh man. Yeah, gusto was not good for our relationship.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Maybe it'll work for someone else. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
If you feel like you're cooking too much and he needs to be cooking more, maybe get gusto for a bit. Yeah. Might work.
Yeah. What else did there's a do you want to look at the questions and maybe you
can pick one to look. Okay, so I think, how do you navigate family when it came to breastfeeding, and then opinions on postnatal recovery / mental health?
That's a hard one, isn't it?
That's a hard one. I guess it's
breastfeeding. I just did it. I always went to her room. I didn't feel comfortable breastfeeding in front of anybody. Like family, sorry.
Yeah.
I was fine. Like if we were out in a public at like a restaurant, I was more comfortable whipping my girls out.
Yeah.
Sorry to those who had to hear that in public, like in a restaurant, cafe, wherever we were, than in front of family. Yeah. I don't know what it was. It was just weird.
Yeah. But I wonder if it's to do with the fact that, I think maybe growing up, I don't actually remember seeing any mums, so like within the family, breastfeeding. So I don't know if it was either it was they were doing it and it was done very subtly. So go to another room, always or not, just not in front of anybody at all, or they just didn't do it. Because I know I was bottle fed. I think all my siblings were as well. The breastfeeding thing is something that I think in the last, I don't know, 10, 15 years, don't quote my stats, maybe it's longer or shorter than that, I don't know, but it's become a big thing, like
Mm-hmm.
especially over here. And I
No,
think
in generally, I think you're
yeah,
right.
in generally, yeah. So it's become a big thing that, it's like you should, and you should be
Yeah.
trying. And then I think that's indirectly put a lot of pressure on people um, to make sure that they do it, even if
Yeah.
they don't want to in the
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
place, or if they're having difficulty with it, have to keep trying, keep persisting with it at
Yeah.
the expense of their own mental health, which I
Yeah.
think is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, I mean, I did breastfeed, but I went to combination very, very quickly
Yeah.
because it didn't come easy for me either with either of my girls.
I mean, it's not
Um,
easy. Yeah.
yeah, exactly, and I don't think it does come easy for anyone at the beginning. Some people it does, and great, good for them. Like if you can do it, then definitely do it. But I think I learned after the first time that just don't let those pressures get to you. Just do
Yeah.
what you need to do, because
Yeah.
in the end, like the first time I ended up combination feeding very, very quickly, and there was nothing wrong with that. But
Mm-hmm.
and then some people I know, decided right from the beginning that they're just going to do bottle feeding, and they're not,
Yeah.
they're going to go straight to formula. They're not going to even do breastfeeding. Others could, complete breastfeeding until, well, for a long time, at least until
Mm-hmm.
the baby was one. Some even beyond that as well.
Yeah.
So it's very the key thing here is like it's so different for everybody. So don't let the pressures that come with, like, even just from like from a medical perspective, like, from like nurses and whoever, after you've given birth, don't let those pressures get to you, and then don't beat yourself up about it, because
Mm-hmm.
and it's easier said than done. Like, I 100% agree, because I did it. I was beating myself up about it for a while, and then in
Yeah.
the end it was like, this is just too much, actually. Like, I'm going to do combination for as long as I possibly can, and then when I can't, and that's it.
Yeah.
um but
I
yeah, I
agree. I
don't know,
mean,
how was it for you, I guess?
the first like month was really difficult. I mean, it's way different than I thought it was going to be. I went into it because of, I think I went in, excuse me, because I have a lot of friends and family who've recently had kids. I just kind of went off of what they did.
Yeah.
And also, I just always kept it in the back of my mind. Like, us, me, Raj, my friends, family, people my age, my generation, we were raised on formula.
Yeah.
Our parents fed us dal roti.
Yeah.
They did not buy special organic products to feed
Yeah.
us. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and we turned out fine.
Yeah.
We're fine.
Exactly.
So I kept that in the back of my mind, with everything that was happening. But what's really hard to like gauge and plan for is your hormones and how that impacts how you perceive everything. So it's really
Yeah.
hard to like, you want to keep a filter, like take things in one ear and out the other if it's not something that agrees with you. But at the same time, it is really difficult taking that feedback and hearing commentary around how you're being a parent, especially if it's your first time. But I would say just stick to your gut. Like, do what your gut says, because at the end of the day, it's your body and it's your child, and you're the parent, and you get to raise this kid how you want to. And if that means bottle feeding and formula is the right path, then do it. I was raised on formula. I'm fine. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
I'd like to think I'm fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's kind of how I looked at it. The thing is though, like how the opinions. So the second part I think was opinions on postnatal recovery and mental health.
Yeah.
So my in-laws are great. They do not offer unsolicited advice. They are very good about like not being like your typical opinionated in-laws, I guess. Not typical, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
My side of the family, my mom, I think, has just forgotten how it is to have a kid. I mean, it's been a while now, 30 plus years since she had a kid or had a baby. So I think she forgets a lot of these things. So I think she was a bit uncomfortable not uncomfortable, but she was like, oh, she was more open with her opinions,
Yeah. Yeah.
more vocal with her opinions and
Yeah.
no filter. But I also have a very frank relationship with my mom. So I can just be like, Mom, that's not what I'm doing. So I just shut it down. But if you don't I mean, anytime somebody asks me relationship advice or or with whether it's their partner or their parents or family, whatever, I always say like you have to communicate, because at the end of the day, if the communication's not there, or the open communication isn't there, and you're not just communicating what you're thinking or how you're feeling, no one's going to stop. They're just going to continue doing it. And if that's the case, if you don't want to communicate and say how you're feeling and what you don't want them to say, then you have to be able to put up a filter and take it in and take it in one ear and out the other.
Yeah, let it go. Yeah, basically. Yeah, I think not everybody is, fortunate enough to like just have that great relationship, unfortunately. I mean, for me, my relationship with my in-laws is great as well. I mean, touch wood, I've never had an argument with my mother-in-law.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've annoyed her, she's annoyed me, those things kind of happen, but that's just human and that's normal. And everybody tends to sort of just keep themselves, so it's actually fine, and it's been great. But it's not always just in-laws though, right? It can be just extra people, like other people in the family, even friends, like just around you, who everyone's going to have an opinion. Let's put it that way, right? Everybody is going to have something to say. They're going to have their way that they did something. I guess not everybody understands that sometimes it's just best to keep your opinion to yourself. So I think that it would be great that if when you become a mum, especially for the first time, you were also given this sort of gift where you could just filter everything really, really well, right? Like just be able to say, okay, cool, you said it, I'm not hearing it, I'm just going to do what I need to do. Because actually it'd be great if people could really understand that. How about just answering or helping when we ask rather than saying it? Because like you said, right, you don't know what your hormones are going to be like. You don't know how you're going to be responding. You could be running on very little sleep, and if you end up being a bit snappy, etc., it might not be because of what that person said. It might just be that, okay, you didn't need to hear that at that point in time, and also, I'm really tired, I just don't want to hear it. So I don't know, it's a hard one, but I think the only thing I guess and again, like I said, it's easier said than done. There used to be things that people may have said to me where I'd get really frustrated with it, or just think, just keep your opinion to yourself. But at the same time, just try and ignore it, because actually the best thing you can do is just say, yeah, cool. And then just do what you want anyway, because actually that way, just don't let it live in your head what that person has said. Just let it go.
I had an aunt who we went to go see my family around when our daughter was 5 months in the US. And my aunt was like, oh, I think she has a headache. I think your daughter has a headache. She's probably teething, so she has a headache. Then she's holding my daughter and she goes, just massage her head like this. And then she aggressively starts massaging her head. And I was like, what are you doing? Can you what?
Yeah. See, this is
and Rob was like, I was watching your face the whole time. She's gonna lose it any second. Give me my kid back.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what? But that's something though. I think sometimes there's just no boundaries, right? Why is that? There's just no boundaries. It's why do you have to? Why is it that you feel that you can do whatever you want just because you're older and apparently more wise? Yeah, wiser.
But you know what I think it is? I think so. My mom, her today we have Google, we have books. Her Google and her books were her sisters who've had kids and her mom.
That's
those
exactly
were the
experts. Yeah.
So for her, she's like, well, obviously I'm going to do the same for my daughter. And it's well, actually I have way more science-backed information that I've been relying on. So my mom's like, your daughter should be potty trained by now. And I'm like, she's 16 months. She should not be potty trained at 16 months. What? And she's like, no, you were potty trained by then. I was like, no, I wasn't. I know I wasn't, because there's videos of my brother when he's born and I'm still walking around in a diaper and I was 22 months. What?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, okay. She's like, oh, well, you should it's just they just forget. And I'm just like, what are you doing?
But there is also such a thing, just on that potty training subject, right? You can potty train too early as well, and it could completely backfire on you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
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 Because like
So I'm just like, I'm not in a rush, right? Like, I
it's
don't
fine.
want to add that layer of complication of potty training, and then now when we go somewhere I have to carry around a potty, or like constantly be asking, like,
Yeah.
I'm just not ready for that yet.
Yeah.
I'm just not ready for that.
I mean, they say,
These are like,
right, pick your battles, and it's
yeah,
not just in like actual like conversation or argument perspective. It's actually generally like in life when it comes to having kids. Pick what you want to like have a struggle with,
yeah,
and like
yeah,
just bring to yourself earlier than you need to, as opposed to if it can wait, just let it wait.
yeah.
And just do
I'm not
it.
in a rush.
Yeah. There's just doesn't need to be a right. Yeah, I think for me my worst nightmare was potty training. That was
Oh,
I didn't mind anything else, but that was the thing. Just I hated both times.
I'm not ready for it. I'm just not ready for it.
Yeah,
She started getting to the point where she'll tell us if she's done a poo,
yeah.
but sometimes she lies to us. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I got trust issues with you, girl. I don't know if you're telling the truth or not. Like, and she'll be like, did you do a poo poo? And she'll be like, yeah. And I'm like,
No.
do you need a nappy change? No. Okay. Did you do a poo poo? No. Oh my God. I don't know what you're telling me, kid. Are you telling the truth? Which one was the truth?
Oh, that's so funny. Oh God, I remember my eldest, when she got to that, like she'd basically go and hide in a corner. She'd
Oh.
go and hide in a corner and do her poopy in her nappy in the corner. And if you went anywhere near her or in the room, she would
Uh-huh.
scream her head off at you. Yeah.
Oh.
Like I actually have a video of, and okay, Mick being Mick, he's obviously going to go in those situations, go and wind someone up. Not doesn't matter that she was like under two. It does not matter. There's a video where he basically recorded her, and she'd gone into the playroom, gone into the corner, and started doing her business in her nappy. And he walked in. He walked in, and she was like, she literally, like, no lie, went, "Go away!" Like proper, like shouting, went red in the face, screaming her. I need to show you this next time I see you. But screaming her head off.
Oh no.
And like she was just like, "Get out of my space, get out of my space, I'm doing my
Oh no.
business." And then like,
But that's what they say is like, that's how you know they're ready to potty train, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that was just hilarious, and she'd do that every single time. She'd just go in the corner, and do that, and then she started. Oh my God, I'm revealing. She might hate me in the future if she ever hears this, but I don't know if any other parents have this with their child, and I think someone did tell me recently that their child does this too. When they go for a number two, they feel like they have to take off all their clothes.
What?
Yes, I won't say which of my children does it, right? I think actually maybe she doesn't do it anymore. I don't know. I think it's hit and miss. But someone else told me recently as well that their child, when they go to the toilet and do a number two, they have to take off all their clothes.
Oh my God, that's so funny. You know what? I feel like I might have had like a nephew or somebody who did that. That sounds
I
like
think it's
something.
quite common actually. Initially I thought, is it just my child? Why?
Is
Also,
it
are they
because?
not shivering on the toilet seat?
Oh.
Like, isn't it really cold if you're just sitting there like completely naked, like just doing your business?
Oh my
But
gosh,
it's
we're laughing.
common.
It's so sad
I think
though.
so. Oh, now I need to remember who it was that told me that their child does it too. So I was like, oh, thank God. So actually, like, I think certain things are just so common. Now you're going to
Oh.
look out for it, aren't you, with yours to see if she is.
Yeah, I mean, knowing her, she probably will. She's a bit of an oddball like her parents. But actually, funny story, not poo related or potty related. I'm going to tell this on the podcast and I hope it's okay. But anyway, so a couple weeks ago, I wasn't feeling well.
Yeah.
I get these migraines that I have to take this medicine for that kind of makes me like really drowsy.
Yeah.
So Roger's like, just take it. And then he's like, don't worry, I'll watch her tonight. And I was like, okay, because she's been getting up a lot at night.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'll watch her tonight. So I go to sleep. She wakes up, of course. And then I did the first one for some. I think he was recording an episode. And then I went back to sleep, and then he had come back in the room by then, and she then woke up again. So he gets up and gets her. He's holding her. She's like calming her down, I think, and she's not settling properly. So he decides to put her in the bed with us.
Yeah.
Usually, which we do often, we do when she's like not settling, which is like we just want to sleep, we just bring her in bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
We put her in between us.
Yeah.
Because Raj doesn't know what he's doing when he's sleeping. I've been elbowed, I've been kicked.
I've been given
in
a
his
black
sleep.
eye before, by the way, by Mick, because he elbowed me in his sleep.
Yeah.
Legit went downstairs. I was living with his parents at that point as well, right? Went downstairs the next day and they're like, what happened to your eye? I was like, why don't you ask your son what happened to my eye? Literally elbowed me. Anyway, sorry. I'm like...
Okay, it wasn't that bad. It was a slap and an elbow and a kick or something. But he did not remember it. It was in his sleep. So we usually put her in the middle. He decides that night, because I'm not feeling well, he's going to do me a favor, not bother me, and he's going to put her on his side of the bed. And I'm awake.
I know where this is going.
I'm awake, okay? I'm like, okay, I'm going to let her settle. When she falls asleep, I'm going to stay awake. And I'm going to pick her up and put her in bed, into her cot.
Yeah.
But I'm on meds. So I'm out.
So you fell asleep.
Done. And then, all of a sudden, I wake up to...
Okay. I mean, it's so funny. I should be laughing. But what I find funny is that the person who was supposed to make sure that doesn't happen was probably snoring, right? Was he snoring?
Yeah. No, we both flew out of bed because it was loud. We flew out of bed. As in, like, I like sat up and then Raj like flew out of bed and he was like, oh my God, are you okay? Because she fell out of bed. Sorry for those for those listeners.
It's happened. It's happened to all of us.
She fell out of the bed. Yeah. Apparently it's an initiation thing. You're not really a parent if your kid hasn't fallen out of bed.
Yeah, exactly.
So he jumps out of bed, picks her up. He's like, are you okay? It's okay. It's okay. You're okay. Don't worry. It's okay. It's okay. Sits down on the bed. It's okay. He's like rocking her. And I'm sitting there like, oh my God. Oh my God. You pushed her out of the bed. Oh my God. Oh my God. And I'm just like sitting there like still on these meds, like kind of out of it. And he's like rocking her, like, and like, like petting her hair, stroking her hair. Like, it's okay. It's okay. And then he like slows down. And he looks at her. She's asleep. She's asleep. She slept through the entire thing. She fell out of the bed. She was asleep on the floor. He picked her up. She was asleep. He was rocking her, patting her. Slept through all of it.
So that's what it is, right? Yeah. You said she keeps waking up at night. She needs motion.
She does, apparently.
Make her.
And he's like sitting there. He's like, she's asleep. I was like, she's asleep? He's like, yeah, she's asleep. I was like, well, put her in the cot then. So he put her in the cot and we all went back to sleep. Woke up at 7:00 in the morning.
Oh God.
It was an accident. He did not push her out of bed. She rolled out of bed.
It happens. I mean, yeah, don't worry. We've all had those stories. We've got one as well. But yeah, very much. Yeah, we've got a similar story too. And I'm pretty sure everybody has. But yeah, you're right? If your child hasn't fallen out of bed, then maybe you're parenting a bit too well.
If your child has not fallen out of bed, please tell us what you're doing.
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
Not bringing their kid into bed.
Yeah, maybe that.
Maybe that's what it is.
But that's the thing, right? At some point, you could take the cot away. So after that point, they're going to fall out of bed. Unless you've like literally just barricaded them into a bed.
Or they're sleeping on a floor bed.
Yeah, or that. Yeah, true.
Anyway,
that's God.
The latest struggles of our parenting. Actually, I have a funny one for your... Sorry, I don't want to keep going. I also have a hard stop in like 5 minutes.
Oh, fine. Okay, that's fine.
I should have started the call with this.
That's okay.
You know how your youngest gave herself a haircut?
Yes.
So...
Yes. Oh my God.
Funny story. Oh gosh. I have 2 now.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm probably your youngest child.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure we're very similar. Because one time I was at my aunt's house and at my Masi's house, and me and like, I think my brother was in there too. We were like playing in one of the rooms and they had those round hairbrushes.
Yeah.
And I've always had very straight hair. Like it's just naturally straight. So I've always wanted curly hair. So I would always try to like curl my hair. I think I must have been like 8 years old,
Yeah.
maybe a little younger. I took one of those round brushes and I was like, I'm going to curl my hair. Wrapped it around the brush, wrapped it. And how good can like a 7, 8-year-old curl their hair, wrap their hair around a round brush without getting it tangled?
Yeah.
Not very
Oh
good.
my God.
Not very good at all. And then I was just standing there like, it's stuck. How do I get this out? I can't get it out. It's stuck. And then I think I must have been alone in the room. I think these things only happen when you're alone in the room.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because then I looked at their vanity and there was a pair of scissors there. So I was like, if I go out like this, my mom's gonna beat me.
Yeah.
I'll probably get slapped. So I'm just gonna cut it.
Yeah.
So at least your daughter cut it to a reasonable length.
No, she didn't, Gagan. No.
But it looks nice. Like,
yeah, because I took her to the
young.
hairdresser. She's a 6-year-old with like layers. Like a mini person. What 6-year-old has like layers that start like halfway from their, like they're not even layers. It's like, I don't even know what to call it. I don't know what to call it. Because when she has her hair out at the moment, like I keep putting it up in a ponytail the best I can, then it starts coming out everywhere because there's so many short bits. But when she has her hair out, like every time I look at her, I'm like, oh, your hair looks awful, child. I can't tell her. I don't tell her that. No, it's just
she is so proud of her hair.
She really
every
is.
time someone asks, like, "Oh, I like your haircut. Did you get a haircut?"
No, initially she told us not to tell anyone. Yeah. Oh, did she say that to you?
Dude, everybody, when we were at your house on Saturday, everybody who asked her about her hair, she's like, I actually gave myself a haircut.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh God, that's like totally the opposite of what she's supposed to be traumatized by this, so it doesn't happen again.
She's very proud of her hair.
Oh
no, God. But okay, sorry. But when I ended up cutting my hair, it was like half an inch.
So did you have like hair sticking out? Like
yes, because my theory was I cut it super short. No one will know that I cut my hair, except. It was like spikes right here on the
except
top
you
of my
can't
head.
do anything about. Yeah, I mean, like I think I'm thankful that it wasn't like at the front, because a fringe, if a child cuts their fringe too short, yeah, it is very common. I've seen so many pictures of kids where their fringe is like 3/4 of the way up their forehead, or bangs or whatever it is that anyone calls it.
Americans call it
bangs, right?
No, I know what fringe is. I've been here long enough now.
Yeah. Oh God, that would be horrible. Yeah. You can't do anything about it. No, you can't do anything about it. I think my sister did that to herself. Actually, pretty sure she did. She would do you have to go?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember when she was a kid, she did it too. So as soon as I told my mum, she was like, "Oh, great." This is like history repeating itself.
The fringe is pretty common. I think a lot of girls end up doing that. I don't remember going that short, but I'm pretty sure I've cut like
a little bit to try and make yeah.
I remember one time I was at another Masi's house. So I have a couple Masi's, but I was at my other Masi's house, and my cousin, her son, is like older, so he's like 15 years older than me. So like he's probably in his early 20s when I went, because I know I was like 5 years old, and it was just me and my nanny at the house. Everybody was at work or school or whatever, and I was just snooping around the house. What does a 5-year-old do in a house by herself with her grandma? And I moseyed my way into their bathroom, pulled open the drawer, I sat on their counter in the bathroom and opened up the medicine cabinet and was like, "Oh, what's this blue stick thing? This is interesting." And I did it on my hand a little bit. It had like a little razor thing on the other end of it.
No.
Like, oh, wow, it made the hairs disappear on my hand.
Oh, no.
And then I looked in the mirror and I was like, ooh. And then I just started chipping away at my eyebrows. Like, oh my gosh, it disappeared. And then I just went and shaved off, I think, half my right eyebrow. I was like, whoa, it's gone.
Okay. You're definitely my second child. You're basically telling me what's to come.
Yeah, keep razors away from her.
Yeah, I realized.
So I shaved off my eyebrow, and then my Masterji came home from work. He was the first one home that day, and he was just like, "What have you done?" My nanny was like, "Oh, wait till your Masi comes home." And then it wasn't my Masi I was scared of. I should not have been scared of her. She was fine. My bastard, on the other hand, was like, oh my God. That was the only time he's ever gotten angry at me.
Oh God, because you remembered not to ever do that again at the house. Oh God.
But also my eyebrows are quite like thick, you know. Maybe that was the secret. Maybe maybe everybody should just shave their eyebrows off at one point.
Yeah. I mean, I don't
No.
I ended up, you know what they say, if you shave your child's head off as well, their hair will grow back thicker.
Yeah.
It's just a lie.
Yeah.
It's a lie.
I think
I
that's
did
been
it with
proven a myth also. Pretty sure that's been proven a myth. It's been proven a myth. Like, you know how they say like women shouldn't shave their face or whatever because it comes back thicker? I don't think it does.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wish I knew it was a proven myth before I did. So I did it to my eldest, poor girl.
But is that why you did it, or did you do it?
No, because I thought, because her hair was quite like thin and fine, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe that's what I need to do. I have to shave it off, and it grew back just the same. And actually, I just did not need to do that. So second time around, I did not do it. Like I was just like, no, you're fine. Nobody needs to do this. I don't know why we get told that they have to, but yeah.
I thought that was the religious thing that you do at the
for boys. So in like for us, it's boys have to do like what they call a bada.
Yeah.
I mean, even in our generation now, I think some people don't do it. You know, some do, some don't. But yeah, they say that the boy's hair has to grow out, and then you have to do like the whole bada to, you know, the whole like go through all of that traditional stuff for their first haircut. So it's a boys thing, not. It doesn't just blanket apply to all children. It's just boys for some reason.
Okay.
I mean, ask me the story and the reason behind it. I have no idea. Like with many things.
Yeah.
In our culture,
it's just the way it is.
Yeah, but I think a lot of it is just like things that made sense like generations ago because of what they didn't have at that point. Like certain, just how things were, right? Like I don't know, 20, 30 years ago, just we don't have as much as we do now. So I think it's just things that have just been passed down for the sake of being passed down, right? As opposed to there being a real good reason for it, and it just doesn't make sense anymore. Maybe that's one of those things as well. But who knows? But anyway, if anyone knows the reason why they do batas, that would be interesting.
Yeah. I just thought it was a religious thing. I thought it was like a...
maybe it is. Ceremony. I don't know. I don't know the actual reason, if I'm completely honest. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we wrap it up?
Yeah, we can.
Did you have anything? I feel like I've just been talking for the last 20 minutes.
No. I think there's probably so many things to discuss, to be honest. I know that the bed thing that Mick complains about me not doing the bed, that's come up so many times. And I did say to him, the next time I'm on an episode, we are going to like clear things up. But I think maybe this needs to, I think this might have to just wait for an episode where all four of us are on here, because I think you and Raj are going to have to wade in on this as well. But I'm not going to do the bed. That's it. Let's just leave it at that. I'm just not going to do it.
You know what, Nish? I think you okay. So you and Raj are in the same boat. I'm very much like Mick, where I like the bed to be made a certain way, and I would rather Raj just not make the bed. Yeah. Just don't make it.
But then do you know what my biggest issue is? It's like I'm the one who gets out of the bed first. Right? Usually,
how can you make the bed if someone's in there?
Exactly. And then why should I come and do it after? If you want the bed done by me, you got to get up before me.
Just make the bed while he's in it. Just do it. Start pulling pillows on top? Just start putting all the pillows on top.
But see, this is the thing, right? That's like extra thing added to my plate of things to do.
Yeah.
Why am I doing it? And also, it is a quick thing for me. I'd rather there's other things I need to get on with, which I need to focus on. So do the bed. Just do the bed without moaning.
Yeah, I feel like whichever partner is particular about a certain task, they should own that task.
Yeah, exactly. 100%, right?
If you're passionate about it, you own it. Yeah,
if you're exactly right. That way you eliminate all these issues. Like if you don't like something a certain way, you're welcome to do it yourself.
Yeah,
you're more than welcome to do it yourself. You go ahead and do that. Whatever I don't like, if I don't like the way you do something, and I guess see, that's exactly what we did with the dishwasher. It's like you don't load it anymore. You just unload it.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. That's our solution. But anyway, this topic around the bed thing will probably come up again, because I feel
I
like
think
everybody that listens to this podcast thinks that I'm just a very like messy, dirty person. I'm not, for the record, a dirty
she's
person.
not.
Yeah, thank you, Gagan. I might be a little bit like, like to just throw things around sometimes, but then I'm the one who goes back and cleans it anyway, so it's fine.
It's really funny.
I might be messy at times, but I'm not dirty, for the record.
There's an episode
No matter
where
what my husband may say.
where Mick talks about how you were just casually sitting, like you put chai on and then you just walk away and play on your phone for a little while. I was like, I'm pretty sure she's also doing like 50 other things.
Yeah, it's
mentally,
not just
and
going
she's
on
not
my
just
phone.
playing on her phone. She's probably going through like a grocery list or like the girls' school list or something.
Someone's just called me. One of the girls has just called me, so I'm like, okay, let me get that done too. I'm basically, guys, it's called multitasking.
Yes,
maybe you should learn how to do it.
Agreed.
And then you will understand.
Yep. Raj cannot multitask if his life depended on it.
Yeah.
Cannot. And he says it in one of the episodes. Which
I think they acknowledge that they can't, but it's like
it's so frustrating.
The tea spills over. But it's not because I was looking at it thinking, let it spill over. Let it spill over. This will be great. It's because I was actually doing something at the same time. But yeah. Anyway, so I think, maybe that's a topic for next time, multitasking. Or let's just find a way where we can send our husbands on a
crash course of multitasking.
Yeah, that would be great, wouldn't it? I wonder how that would turn out.
And if they can't get it right, they get a Velan.
Yeah. Just that, exactly that.
That'll teach them.
Oh, God.
Okay, for the record, no one here uses Velans on their husbands. No one physically abuses. Physical abuse is not funny.
No, exactly. It's not funny. Don't do it, guys.
We'll do it. We don't do it.
Yeah. We don't do it. Okay.
We're just do we need to put like a we didn't talk about anything that we need to put like a caveat that this is just fun and jokes. This isn't like
I mean, should we just do it anyway? I mean, I mean, definitely, guys.
Professional advice if you need it.
Yeah. Go see. Yeah. We're not
professionals
in many of the things that we've said today. Let's just say that. But we're just basically just giving you our opinions or how things have panned out in our own lives. Maybe it's not how it should be, but oh well, it is what it is. We're keeping it real. But hopefully you guys actually enjoyed the episode. Maybe not as much laughing as you're usually you used to. But if you do have any other questions, I know there are a few that we didn't get around to, so maybe we can answer them another time. But yeah, this is great. It was great catching up with you, Gagan. We didn't mention that we took some time out recently and went to Miami and partied like we thought we were 20. But that's something we'll recommend. Is take some time out and go party like you're 20 if you're as old as as old as I am now, should I say? Maybe just don't have as much alcohol as I did. And then end up ruining the rest of your trip because you didn't ruin the rest of the trip. You didn't ruin the rest of the trip.
I was there for one night. I was literally there physically for one night.
I felt bad that you came all the way there and then.
No, you shouldn't feel bad. I did it to myself. I did it to myself. Why was I drinking straight from the bottle of vodka? That is not okay.
Look, it was literally me trying to be my Yeah, no, we were allowed to forget that we were mums for a night and just
and then very much reminded.
But yeah, I mean, the one thing I could say is when you get to this age, hangovers don't just last a day; they last a week.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. Yeah. But yeah, cool. All right, guys. All right. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, guys.
We'll be back soon. What were we supposed to say at the end?
Share the struggle, find the funny.
Yes. And follow,
comment,
us,
share.
Follow us. I was going to say follow us on Instagram or follow them on Instagram.
Don't follow us.
Follow Bruvcast. Yeah.
Share, comment, follow, like.
wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah.
So wherever you get
Spotify,
your
Apple.
yeah, exactly. I don't know. I'm just like copying.
Do the things that the Bruvs tell you to do at the end of every episode.
Yeah, we totally botched the end of that up. But yeah.
Yeah, we did.
All right, guys.
All
Thank
right.
you
Thanks,
so
guys.
much.
Bye.
Bye.